just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Crowds are rising, hearts are climbing, green flag waving, no more hiding. Fuel the fire, hit the gas. Another week, another chance, 'cause we race like there's no tomorrow. Speed and pride, we never borrow. Side by side till the sparks fly back. You want the glory, earn your track. From the open laps to the victory lane, we chase the thunder, outrun the rain. Strap in tight, no turning back. See you on the track. Maximum velocity, racing league. Do you have what it takes to run against the best? Do you have what it takes to run against the best?
I'm not going to pick you tonight, so it's not a conspiracy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to coverage of Motormouth Broadcasting. And we welcome you to the next round, race number 4 in the Maximum Velocity Racing Series. This is the CNC Home Designs Trucks, and we are ready to bring you the action here tonight from the virtual Homestead-Miami Speedway for 100 laps of racing. Good evening, wherever you are, with production by Jim Cunningham, with Hamish Monroe. I'm Wesley Outland, and Hamish, you think of this racetrack, you think of precision banking, progressive banking, you think of 3 and 4 wide racing. This track has it all. That's the reason why NASCAR's finally put it back as the final race of the NASCAR Chase format at the end of the season of 2026. And obviously, it's really exciting to see 54 entries right now fighting for 43 spots to make this race this evening.
That's right, Wesley. Good evening to you. Good evening to everyone else as well watching along with us here tonight in Miami, Florida for round 4 of the season. I mean, Homestead is a fantastic circuit. It's a great setting for a circuit as well. Wesley, obviously, you really get all these Florida vibes from it. It feels like Miami Vice whenever we get to come here, and it's back in its rightful place as the NASCAR finale. It's a driver's track. It's a driver's track in terms of there's a lot of little skills that you need to try and get the most out of this track, to get the most out of your car around here as well. It's almost a squished down version, I guess we could say, of Indianapolis Motor Speedway in that sense that it with the 4 corners, with it not being a tri-oval, it takes some level of skill to be quick around here, and it's going to take all the drivers' skill tonight to be able to fulfill their desires of making it in past qualifying. With 55 cars signed up for tonight's race, we're going to drop 12 drivers off the end of qualifying, so there is obviously big onus on qualifying once again. 12 drivers will miss out on tonight's race. 43 will go ahead to driving around Homestead for 100 laps tonight. Lap 30 will be our stage end, of course, Wesley, too, but the fuel tank's going to last them around about 40 laps. I wonder if there's going to be an onus on if there's an early caution, if we see anyone diving into pit road, taking early fuel advantage to try and extend themselves slightly, so then that way they can almost reevaluate how their fuel strategy is going to be later in the race and actually how well they can go about it throughout this racing as well. One thing I will say, as qualifying is about to begin, Wesley, one thing I will say is Homestead-Miami is my favorite roval course on all of iRacing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fantastic roval. It's severely underrated. And you know what? We're going to be in for a lot of fun tonight. A lot of fun, Wesley, and it's super exciting.
Yeah, I concur, my friend. I think we're going to see the exact same thing as well. And obviously, drivers will get ready to hit the racetrack and take the clock on right now. As you mentioned, over 55 entries, only 43 spots. And, our producer Jim was talking with the boss of maximum velocity, about, maybe enticing qualifying, making it be more intense on the production side of things. Because here's the deal. You got close to 60 entries right now fighting for 43 spots. If you don't put down the perfect lap, Hamish, you're on the trailer. You're done. And I just think it goes to show how competitive the Maximum Velocity Racing Series is.
Well, it is, and I mean, it's literally a one-lap shootout. You've got one lap to put it together. If you make a single mistake early in the lap, your night could be done before you've even gotten started, and obviously it can be quite frustrating for those drivers to get knocked out. Ultimately, though, that's where their week of practice needs to go into. Your focus really needs to go into qualifying. You've got to get as fast as possible because of that factor of you could be knocked out before it's even over. First laps are going to begin to come in. Michael Milfelt goes to the top, but Justin Michael's just gone 33.14. Probably going to need a low 33 to guarantee yourself in this one, Wesley. If you're up and towards the 34s, that's where it's going to get a bit dicey for you. If you're in the 35s, you probably haven't even got a hope in hell of getting into the race.
There has been 3 different winners in the first 3 races of the season so far for the Maximum Velocity CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Gordon Spain won Daytona from the pole. Keaton Tripp won the race at Echo Park, Atlanta. And last week, it was defending champion James Lehman. And remember, James was one of those drivers in the first couple of races of the year that struggled for the defending series champion. Had a bad race in Daytona, started really way in the back. I don't even think he finished the race at Echo Park Speedway. He qualified in the top 10 last week at Sim City, and everything worked in the stars aligning for him to cash in his chips, roll the dice, and pick up the win. But as I say that, coming into tonight's race for the first race of February for the series, we've now got 3 winners in 3 races, and this racetrack is so unique, honestly, Hamish, that you could literally see a 4th different driver prosper and grab the pole, much less win this thing at the end of 100 laps.
You segued perfectly for me, Wesley, because I was going to make the claim that we're going to get a 4th different winner tonight. I don't think we're going to have a double-up winner tonight. I think the chaos that can be created from Homestead, but also the certain skills you need to do well around here. As I said, we've been to 2 super speedways previously in Echo Park and Daytona. We've obviously then been to a 1.5 mile circuit in Vegas, which kind of runs like a super speedway in a sense. This is the first different style track that we've been to where we don't quite know which drivers are really going to benefit from tonight. I think realistically, we need to think about over the last 3 weeks, who has really impressed us, who's been really consistent, who's been up there nearly every single race. And the first name my eyes go to is Bentley Glazer. He has been up there every single week. He's barely gotten into any. I don't even think he's gotten into a wreck at this point. He's stayed super clean. He's been qualifying up the front. He is, for me at the moment, one of those drivers we've got to keep an eye on at these one-off races where it's a different track type. It's one that's going to take a lot of racing prowess for you to be able to do well. We've already knocked out, by the way, Wesley, a couple of drivers here tonight. Jordan Nees, Trent Drum, Chris Sargent, David Rigsby, Ivan Jones, Jared Wishon, Michael Kieselbach, and James Durr have all now been knocked out in qualifying because they finished their laps and they've not made the top 43. Justin Ritchie, Kyle Kabash, Riley Laverne have not set times yet. We've just knocked out another driver as well, Austin Baird in the 97 Red Bull entry. We were talking about him pre-race. He must be a Shane Van Gisbergen fan. Well, he's out. He's out. He's going to have to wait until next week to go racing once again because he's just been knocked out by, I believe, by CJ McLaughlin, who's just finished his time. Austin Wagner's stuck himself in as well. But yeah, Richie, Kabash, and Laverne have not set lap times in qualifying. Kabash and Laverne have attempted, but they've not managed to set a time. Richie has not been out there yet, and I'd say qualifying is just about done. So, those drivers have been knocked out. There's some big names in there. Jared Wishon, he's been there the first 3 rounds. Austin Baird's been here the last 2 weeks. Both of those guys are now out in qualifying. Bill, the People's Champion, who was knocked out last week, Wesley, he was the number 1 seeded driver to be knocked out. He's made it tonight.
Yeah, he'll make it into position number 41. 55 drivers attempted to qualify, and now 43 drivers are on the grid. We'll give you the race analysis and the weather conditions in just a moment. But first, it is time to introduce the starting lineup for tonight's round number 4 of the Maximum Velocity CNC Home Designs Truck Series here tonight from the virtual iRacing Homestead-Miami Speedway. We'll start
Jim forgot to
on the
reset his
countdown.
grid.
We're not going to do a countdown. We're going to go from the front to the back, and we'll get it up to you here in just a moment.
Jim
Please
forgot to
stand
reset
by.
it.
Justin Michael, the Daniel Defense entry on the pole, and Dakota Floyd, the nightmare of Maximum Velocity on row number 1. Row number 2. We'll find the driver of Bentley Glazer. And holy cow, we're going 100 miles an hour now. James Lehman, winner last week and defending champion on the outside of row 2. Row 3 tonight, we'll find the driver of Ryland Neese and Joshua Matichak in the 85 Yamaha machine. Row 4 on the grid, you'll look at Michael Milfelt Jr. in the 155 Federated entry, and Keaton Tripp, already a winner this year on the outside. Top 10 Hamish, we'll find the drivers here at Homestead of Ryan Nardone and Scott Patton.
And out towards the 11th row we go tonight as well. Nathan Carroll, CJ McLaughlin for our top 12 cars on the grid this evening. The next row in behind them, we will find ourselves with Heath Smith and Stove Price Jr. Great qualifying from Stove here tonight. He did well last week as well in qualifying and got a good result in the race as well. As we look behind them for the top 15, it's William Kirk ahead of Garrett Helmlinger as well for our 8th row of the grid. To the 9th row we go now, and towards we will find Parker Donaldson, the Welshman, and Charles Woods. Parker missing out last week, getting knocked out in qualifying. He'll race here tonight, though, in Miami. And to the 10th row, we have Krishan Elliott and Gordon Spain, round 1 winner. Wesley starting from P20, so a bad qualifying 2 weeks in a row, but he had a good game last week to get up inside the top 10.
Picked up the win at Daytona as the field's still warming up on pit road. Austin Gacchiani as well as Joshua Fracker making up row number 11. Row number 12 on the grid, you're going to see the driver of Tyler Granot and Zachary Groover, the Trash Bandit. Field finally rolling off pit road. Row 13, Matt Rodeluso as well as Austin Wagner. Row 14, what a field. Tommy Cook got the hair like Mick Foley, and Rob Haynes on the outside starting 28th. And your top 30 will find the drivers of Greg Mall and the Shitty Coolers entry in the Hendrick number 77 of Jack Watts, row 15.
16th row, we had Jackson Clark alongside Billy Bumgarner as well. Then for the 17th row of the grid, we move on to Christopher Howell and Rod Mitten for the top 34 cars. Top 36 will be made up by Kyle Brandt and John Schoenbachler alongside him as well. Then to row 19, we find Brad Slagle and TJ Lee Jr. For the top 40 cars on the grid, we've only got 5 cars to go. It is Kerry Cleaver and Kieran Webber in behind them. And then to the 21st row of the grid, we find ourselves with Bill the People's Champion Paradise and Wally Terheimer. He made it here tonight. And the final grid slot on the road, P43, goes to Kyle Stewart, and you see there Austin Baird, the number 1 seeded car, to get knocked out in qualifying. That 97 Red Bull truck will be moving on to try and make it into next week's race.
Drivers that did not start the race include Austin Baird, Jordan Kynes, Trent Drum, Chris Sargent, David Rigsby, Ivan Jones, Jared Wisham, followed by James Dewar, Michael Kisselbeck, followed by, of course, Justin Ritchie, Riley Laverne, and Kyle Kavich. The 55 drivers that were here tonight, 43, but we at least want to acknowledge them and give them an attaboy for attempting. Let's take a look at the race analysis here at Homestead-Miami Speedway as we get ready to go racing here. These drivers will battle for 100 laps. There will be one stage 1, 30 laps, and then they'll battle it out for the 70-lap finale. Weather conditions as these drivers race: 79 degrees, wind temp at 4 from the northeast. Track conditions are clear, track temp at 81. And now the race analysis for these drivers. Obviously, something we'll be talking about as we got a truck off the pace, not going. What in the world's going on? We're waving the green flag. and we're underway here at Homestead, but my goodness, we already got problems on the start of the race. It looks like Joshua Matichek and Rob Haynes on pit lane and pit exit here as we're underway at Homestead.
Yep, Matichek's had to tow back to pit lane, it seems, just before the start line. Rob Haynes as well has started from pit road, so he is already, technically speaking, a lap down on the field by missing that warm-up lap. And so now he's just come out of pit road and he's back on the road once again. Lap 2's begun though. Justin Michael, Dakota Floyd, Bentley Glazer, Keaton Tripp, Rylan Neese, the top 5. James Lehman, Michael Milfelt, Ryan Nardon, Scott Patton, CJ McLaughlin making up the top 10 at this stage. But the early stage of this race, Wesley, will be making sure the good years under you are going to keep nice and tidy for the first 30 laps of the stage. If we end up with an early caution, we're going to see cars dive into pit road, probably only take fuel, no tyres at this stage of the race, because we'd be wasting a set if you did that. These tyres are barely even used as we begin lap 3.
They come. By the way, we mentioned problems for Rob Haynes, the Canadian, tonight. This is his 120th maximum velocity series start, and it's already gone downhill. Hopefully an early caution can try to get him back in the dance, or even if he can just hang back and stay out of trouble and hope for a caution flag if he does fall a lap down to get the free pass. Nonetheless, the field comes thundering off of turn number 4 using all different high, middle, low, racetrack here at Homestead. Justin Michael now a battle in the top 5. Bentley Glazer, Rylan Neese battle, and Michael and Tripp battle for second going into 2.
You can see that Floyd's just gone to the inside into the race lead off the exit of turn 2. Takes over the lead from Justin Michael. Actually, the timing's now reset, by the way, so Rob Haynes is not a lap down, but Matt Rodoloso is at the back of the field. I'm not sure what's happened to him and why he's back down there, but something's definitely happened in this race to cause him to end up back at the rear end of town. Keaton Tripp, though, showing good pace early here, pushing early. The problem is, though, Wesley, if you push too early around here, those tyres will eventually run away from you. You will run out of grip, and this is the one place you don't want to run out of grip mid-stint or mid-race, because you will easily ride high and end up in the wall and possibly end up causing a big wreck. We know how high-speed Homestead is. We know how easily the big one can happen.
Watching these drivers work their way now off the banking. Turn number 3 and 4 as they cross the stripe. Jim Cunningham not only on production, but he also joins us in the booth. Jim, 5 laps in, very comfortable start after some of the panic at the green flag. We'll find in reports on what happened, but obviously everybody clean and green off too.
Yeah, looking good. Good start so far. Like you said, they're running all the grooves around here, that is the classic Miami Homestead. You know, this is a track where you can run top, middle, and bottom. It's all available, especially later in the run as these tires get to go. Like Hamish said, if you push too hard here, you will lose your tires, and they go fast anyway. So if you heat them up a little too much, especially that right front, it's going to give you problems all night for sure.
And we got a caution of the racetrack. Yep. Yellow flag out for the first time as John Schallenbachler and Joshua Fracker have got involved in an accident on the front straightaway going into turn number 1. There's the front stretch. There's a contact. Both trucks inside the inside pit. Safer barrier, and the yellow flag will come out here on lap number 6 of the race now, Hamish.
Looks like from what we've just seen that Fracker's rode high, not realised that he's clear on his outside. And as he's come across, and it's a very aggressive change of lane. It's almost like he's gone hard right and straight into the side of that 12 entry. Ultimately, just a very, very poor maneuver from the 56 car there, Wesley. And I think we can put the onus on him because of the fact that, well, they were running so well, so clean, and so tidy, and he's just turned hard right into him. I mean, I don't understand how you could have such poor spatial awareness at that point when he would see him in his windscreen.
Yeah, tough breakdown there. And Jim, you saw it happen as they dropped down to the bottom of the racetrack, and we're seeing all these awesome replays thanks to the production on Motormouth Broadcasting. And it looked like they just got intertwined and I don't want to say they wrecked each other. They just got connected, and when they did, they pushed each other in unison down to the bottom of the racetrack. Maybe they thought they could lock the tires up and the brakes to keep them from dropping to the apron and hitting the inside pit wall. Like, if you see they're really locking up the brakes.
Yeah, I was just.
You see where his RPMs really dropped, but he was trying to go on the brakes. And, well, anybody will tell you when you slam on the brakes when you're already sliding, you're still going to go forward.
Yeah, if you watch that, though, his wheel never turned to the right before they hit. I want to say
it's weird how his truck turned over on him, though.
It did. Watch.
It's really weird.
His wheel never turned right.
Oh.
No, well, he's readjusting his position, so you can see him trying to center the wheel, and that's almost like it's aimed the truck towards the right-hand side, because they're still on slight banking, maybe, and that's why that's happened, because as it flattens out, the truck will naturally want to go right, but...
Well, I guess it depends a lot on how much offset he's running in his steering.
Yeah.
A lot of guys want their steering wheel to look straight, for the tape to be straight going down the straightaway. Other guys like for their tape to be straight when they're going through the corners. I've never been one of those guys that wanted to run that much offset to have the tape straight in the corner. But there are plenty of guys out there that do that, and maybe that is partially what played a factor in the look that we saw from the steering wheel there. Did anybody come in other than the people involved? No.
Yeah, I didn't see any takers from the front pack come to the pit lane, obviously.
Hal and Cook have been in, so they've come in, and they were sort of in the mid-pack of the field, Wesley, so those guys have come in.
Not the front runners, though.
No.
Dakota Floyd on the outside will choose the choose rule as we'll get ready to go back for a restart after we wrap up our first caution of the race. Dakota Floyd leads the way, by the way. 46th career start tonight for Maximum Velocity. He is a 6-time winner in the series, obviously. 28 top 5s and 34 top 10s, and to his inside flank will be Keaton Tripp, and obviously Keaton Tripp, the Echo Park Atlanta winner, as right now 3 different winners in 3 races as round number 4 continues to go back to green when they come back around this time by. Lights off on the pace truck. Let's set up your top 10 as they'll get ready to come back to the green flag. Dakota Floyd, Keaton Tripp, a couple of bow ties up on the front row. Winner last week at Vegas and defending champion James Lehman right behind them. Then it's going to be Justin Michael in a Toyota, followed by more Chevrolets, a Glazer, Nice Pattern, Milfeld, McLaughlin, and a Ford of Nardone. Right there, green. They come back through the gearboxes with a great launch for Floyd there, Hamish, as he takes off and sits out into turn 1.
The outside lines, that was really really crackly for some reason, Wesley. So we might have some technical issues there.
I mean, when Floyd, I put down 257 MS, I mean, that's kind of unusual.
Well, for Floyd, he's reset well on that outside line. It appears as well that Wesley is a Trailer Park Boys fan by saying that James Lehman is James Leahy. Well, hopefully he's not going to end up in a bath of blue vodka for Mr. Lehman. As they race along, though, we can see that Dakota Floyd, great start. The outside line is at the betterment at this stage of the race, but Lehman's stuck with him. Tripp and Michael in behind now. Glazer, Patton, Milfelt, Nice, Nardone, Stove Price Jr. at the back end of town. Only two of the Fords inside of the top 10. 2 Toyotas as well. The rest of them are all Chevrolet Silverados amongst that top 10 at this stage. Definitely the preferred truck choice for a lot of these drivers this season, it seems. But for Dakota Floyd, it's a race lead at this stage, and maybe he's someone we kind of looked past him. He was someone we didn't really think about. Maybe he could win himself a race. He's got the stats to back him up. He's had some good finishes this season already, and he's shown some great pace thus far this season as well.
I have to be honest. Yeah, he was not. He did not really appear on my on my radar. In fact, I would go as far as to say, for the most part, the only time that we've talked about him most of the year has been when we were making jokes about Gorilla Glue because of his sponsorship on his truck, as we were playing word puns with the Gorilla Glue thing and everything. But, he has been up front plenty so far in the first 3 races. He didn't necessarily have a win or the hard results to show it, but he's definitely been running up front. And the one that caught my eye when you brought up earlier, yours was Bentley Glazer. You talking about guys that need to be up front are always up front. Keaton Tripp. I mean, that guy's been there every race so far. And here
that was a specific choice of someone who hasn't won a race yet. Now, obviously, Keaton has won back at Echo Park, but yeah, I mean, he's been up there every single week as well. Scott Patton, he's up there once again as well. Yeah. Been really impressed tonight by Stove Price Jr. Great turnaround after missing Echo Park a few weeks ago. And then Vegas last week, a solid result. This week at Homestead, he looks to be on for a result as well.
By the way,
Captain
it looks
Kirk,
like we hung that nickname on him too. They started calling him that in chat, apparently in the Discord. So apparently that's his name now. He's Captain Kirk.
Well, he's P13 at the moment. Wesley, have we got the tech issue sorted at this stage? Just to call you back in.
I'm gonna try my best, guys. Hopefully we can do something at the end of the stage, but. I mean, I'm hitting 300 MS, and that's very unusual. Like, normally I'm under 30 or 40, so it's got to be the servers are too far. I don't know. Nonetheless, the leaders work their way back into the corner into turn number 3 and 4, and we're closing in on the midway point of stage number 1. It's Floyd, Lehman, Michael, Tripp, and Glazer right now. Highest climber of the race right now, up 18 spots. Rod Mitten in 16th position as we watch all this going on. More climbers, including Kyle Stewart, up 20 in the top 25. And Jim, they're on the back straightaway.
Yeah, this is, as you see here, Lehman's making...
They're wrecking.
Uh-oh.
Willie Terheimer, Matt Rodoloso just wrecked him behind them.
Sure did. All right, let's get a look at that.
Rodoloso and Terheimer in the back when they started the race, and now a caution will come out again for the second time on lap number 17. Hamish Monroe, you saw it go wrong in turn number 2.
I noticed it in the background as I was watching them come round 2, and they've just sandwiched together slightly. It looks like they've both kind of come across on each other. Again, it just comes down to that spatial awareness, Wesley, that I've spoken about to no end across multiple stock car leagues.
Sayings.
I do patience and spatial awareness.
Patience and spatial awareness. That is.
I tell you what, Jim. If you learn both, you will finish races.
No doubt.
It's
So let's see what
if you understand.
The 48s. They're He
just come down on him.
They both were heading in the direction of the other one. The 48 was going up the track, and the 75 was coming down the track.
The 75's trajectory down track looks slightly more aggressive, but I agree. They've both come together down there, and it's
from the other.
So let's see. So he starts to come down. The 48 comes up. He then aggressively comes down, probably just assuming he wasn't there. It's real hard because that 48 would have been in a blind spot for him if he had any virtual mirror whatsoever, Wesley. I would say the most important thing, if drivers do not have these, get them because they will help you so much. Blind spot indicators are one of the best things you can get.
Yes.
Super helpful.
Yes.
Super helpful.
They're non-intrusive on your screen. They just kind of sit off to the side and they flash when somebody's in your blind spot. Available through numerous overlay people.
When you're stuck in the middle of the track, Jim, and people are going past you because you're out of the draft, you got yourself a little strobe light happening on the side of you.
A little epileptic seizure never hurt anyone. I mean, so it'll trigger somebody's epilepsy at some point in time. But I know that was bad.
One of my friends
blind spot indicator actually. Yeah, and the blind spot indicator is like you have it on your personal vehicle when you're going down the road, and all of a sudden you see your light flashing in your mirror.
That's right.
In your side mirror, right there. Let you know there's a vehicle there. And obviously, I agree. I think that'd be a big help for sure. Definitely, as we are closing in.
I got it on my overlay for sure.
I run it on road course. It's great.
Yeah, I guess for road courses for sure. I think it would be a very big help. Field should be getting ready to get side by side. It doubled up for the choose rule here as Dakota Floyd has right now been the man to lead the race in the early going. Got that Gorilla Glue tape Chevrolet right now.
Wonder how much tape he's
Jim,
running on the
I don't
want to
say it. Yeah, on the front grill there, on the front valence. that gray duct tape right there, you think?
That's
What do you
probably
think?
some gray Gorilla tape. Yeah, well, I love it. Well,
We'll set up a restart.
yep. And
And
by the way,
honestly,
the roasted record
yeah.
restart zone down there, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner there for the restarts. It's a roasted record restart zone. We want to thank them for supporting the channel and all that they do. If you're a coffee drinker, go check them out at theroastedrecord.com, and they SIM20. If you use this code SIM20, you get 20% off any purchases from them, and they are a really cool coffee place out of Stuart, Florida.
Oh. Well, they'll make their way back to the roasted record restart zone. That's the view from the pace truck camera from the rear end of the tailgate as he comes onto the pit lane. Here comes the rest of the virtual thundering herd back through the gearboxes. Green flag back out. And under 10 remaining now in stage number 1. Floyd gets a great jump on Lehman and Tripp as they'll set it off in the corner.
Somebody was on pit road there, or coming off pit road. Oh, that's the 75.
Yeah, so that's him coming out of pit road after his caution break at that stage for getting into the wall. Lap 20 out of 100. We've only got 9 laps to go in this stage here, Wesley, as we cross the strike. 9 laps for them to survive. Front runners have stayed out, and I suppose that's the difficulty of trying to pick your strategy, because you know that once the caution comes out for the stage end, everyone's going to come into pit road. Your fuel lasts 40 laps, so if you come in early, you're only going to gain yourself a slight bit of time in pit road when you've got to take that fuel at the stage end if you've already come in before then. And that kind of changes up the strategy a little bit compared to when the stage end is after the fuel capacity limit of these races.
No doubt about it. Stage points up for grabs right now. Let's look at them 3 wide. Look at that crazy chaos now across the start finish with now 8 remaining. Back up the banking and in turn number 1 and 2. Take your pick. Precision Banking Racing now, Jim, happening as they battle for the lead on the outside. Here comes Tripp.
Well, yeah, Tripp's just come through for second place. Lehman and Michael in behind him, still side by side as well. We've got a heap of chats out there already here tonight. Just want to call out one round in the chat. Wesley is just live from the pits. That's all it is. So the reason that Wesley's mic was breaking up was they were rumbling past him as he was trying to talk.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm taking 300 MS, and I don't normally do that. I don't understand it.
We need to get one of those impact gun sounds for every time that you come on the mic. Beep, 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 beep.
And from being the lead anchor to now being a pit reporter. Down in the corner, Lehman on the inside. That's the battle with Floyd up in front. Keaton Tripp will follow. Look at now. Top side. Daniel Defense, Michael's truck really loose now. Holds it together as they come to the line with now 6 to go here in stage 1.
So once this first stage ends, we're going to see what sort of strategies drivers are going to play. I think majority of them will definitely take tyres in this first stop because of the fact they've just done 30 laps and they'll be hoping to go 40 laps on the next stint. Knowing that critical lap tonight, though, Wesley, is lap 60, means that if we see a caution, probably around that lap 59 or 58 marker, we may see drivers trying to possibly roll the dice slightly on their strategy of coming in a couple laps earlier than what their critical lap would be, based on the fact that you'll save a lap of fuel under the caution. So it's going to be interesting with some strategies here tonight and how this is all going to play out. But right now, to go to Floyd looks good to take home the stage win, but Tripp's going to try and put pressure on him over these last few stage laps.
By the way, 80% fuel capacity on these trucks, Jim Cunningham, and that means basically 40-lap stint, 35, 40 laps before they start to run the tanks dry. All this goes on now as the field is working their way through turn number 3 and 4. Michael scrapes it off the safer barrier out of turn 4. He'll still stay in the gas as they cross the line.
Yeah, there are a couple of guys up there running super high. I don't know if that's just their preferred line right now, or if that is their tires. One of them is Lehman. He's been up there running super high, and then the the 87, of course, of Michael. Oh, we got a caution. Are we at 30?
Got a yellow flag, guys, and I got a feeling this will probably be the yellow flag that would secure the end of the stage as well as the cautions on the racetrack. We're not sure what happened. Yellow flag flies here on lap number 27.
I think it might have. Oh, no. CJ McLaughlin has had a 6-second run through pit lane, so it's not going to take him that long, or it's not going to be that quick to run through pit lane. So I think he's had a moment coming into pit road here, Jim.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to. Thought it was going to show it here, but it did not. Let's see if we can get it to.
Yeah, it was. It was on the straight. So if you click on CJ and then click on the yellow flag, it'll show it. Here we go. So he's been spun round. He hooked up on his rear on the front of the car that was just in behind him, and that's made him roll around and classified him as entering pit lane and then exiting pit lane. So
yeah, and he never crossed the stripe going backwards there. So
fastest drive-through in history, I think there, Wesley.
Well,
6 seconds he drove through pit lane.
If I'm to understand the rules correctly here, and the only reason I know this is because it occurred in week 1, I believe. If we are within 5 laps of the stage, they call it and call the stage. So these guys are all safe to come in, even though we have not reached lap 30 yet.
Well, when we head back to live, everyone is entering pit road right now, Wesley, including Floyd at the front end. He's won the stage. He's got himself the front end of stage points, and he'll try and set himself up now for trying to take home a race win as well. He'd become our 4th different winner this season if he can do this here tonight. And I think as well, did Lehman win the stage last week, Wesley? Because I don't know if we've actually had a driver. Have we had a driver win the stage and then go on to win the race as well?
I don't think we've had anybody do that so far this year. I don't think that's happened.
Well, that is a mad scramble out of pit lane. Multiple cars side by side trying to go into the slow lane out of pit road. But we've had a couple of cars stay out. So Mitten and Mole have stayed out because they actually pitted early. Brand has stayed out. He's not pitted yet, so he's trying to go to the end of his tank run. The problem for him is, though, Wesley, if we don't get a caution when he has to come in, he's going to have to do a green flag stop. He is going to be caught out here massively, but I don't mind the strategy of Mitten and Mole here, Jim, because they would have saved a few laps right now.
No, that's fine. Yeah, but I don't.
They can go to lap 60.
I don't understand for the life of me how you don't pit when Max.
He's pitted now. So.
Well, I guess maybe he was thinking if he stayed out, maybe he'd lead a lap.
I don't know, but the top 2, I don't hate the strategy of.
No, I don't.
Because the top 2 of Mitten and Mole, with these cautions, Wesley, they can make it now to lap 60. They can make it to the critical lap. They can get home on one more stop.
Yes.
All of a sudden, they've gained themselves bulk positions.
Yeah, especially if they get lucky and a caution comes out right in that area, it'll be really great.
Yeah.
But even if not, if they get on and off and get their stop done, they don't have to come back in again. So the next caution, they'll be back up front. So
exactly.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't dislike that strategy at all. I think that's actually I would go as far as to say that's pretty smart.
They've played the cautions perfectly. They've noticed the caution was on that lap. They know they've saved 2 laps of fuel. Yeah, that's Mitten. They've noticed, Wesley, that they've already saved a lap of fuel with the first caution. They'll save another one with that last one. And now with this one as well, they've saved 2 laps. So they can go 42 laps now, from their last stop to lap 60 and make it to the end of this race. And if there's a caution in between, then they'll save another lap and it'll just keep on rolling on. And it's a great strategy, honestly. This is actually genius from Greg Mole and Rod Mitten. As long as they keep it clean up the front, they can run at good pace.
They can finish up here. It's definitely not a shitty Coolers decision.
Back to the green flag on lap number 30. This would actually have been the end of the stage. But now we push ourselves to the final 70 laps of the race. Back to green as Mitten again up 33 spots to the lead. Ball follows 27 spots. And now here comes Justin Michael, though, on the attack, on the defense, Jim, as they work their way. We're back under caution. Yellow flag out on the racetrack. Austin Wagner's crashed on lap number 31. And as fast as we go back to racing again, we're wrecking again.
Yeah, Stove Price Jr. was in this as well. And again, this is only going to help those top 2. They'll happily take caution after caution here, Wesley, knowing that if they can do this for the next 30 laps, they're going to remain up the top end of town. They're going to get their next pit stop in. this is really helpful for them. Stove Price Jr. and Austin Wagner were the two cars, I believe,
Yeah,
Jim, that
I was
got involved.
Trying to find it here. It's eluding me at this point.
Here we go. This will be it hit right here. So Stove gets loose through two, and unfortunately for Austin Wagner, nowhere to go. A really unfortunate moment for him. I know that Stove won't be happy with that either, knowing that it was a simple mistake. Cold tires, truck gets loose, pushed a little bit too hard off the green, and round they've gone. And
that's a story as old as time right there.
Yeah,
coming out of the pits, cold tires, got air on your nose, and
cold tires, warm oven. That's what that is there for Stove Price Jr.
Warm up. I get it. That's funny.
Yeah, thank you. He's preheated that one up for him.
He did preheat that one up.
Guys, this is the second.
Go ahead.
This is the second caution, by the way, that we saw with, of course, Stove and Wagner, like what we had happen on the front straightaway, about in the same spot on the backstretch there. Again, just a different type of accident. And I'm surprised, Hamish, that we've had, 4 or 5 cautions now in the opening 30 laps.
I'm not to be honest with you, Wesley.
And wait a minute. Speaking of the fuel stuff that you mentioned as well, we're not seeing people come down to the pit lane yet. Now, finally, some guys are deciding to pit, obviously. But with that being said, if they wanted to roll the dice and maybe would have stayed out a little bit longer, when you're running under caution, you're saving so much more fuel. You're still using fuel, but you're not consumption fuel as much as you would under full green flag runs. And I think that's got a lot to do with that strategy of some people deciding when and not to pit it too.
Well, that's as I was saying before, every caution you get, you are saving a lap of fuel. A bare minimum, you are saving a lap. So you add a lap to everybody's strategy to what they could run now. So obviously a regular full green run is 40 laps. Well, it's now 41 laps for those that came in under the last caution. For the top two, they're now able to run 42 laps on this stint. So they can easily get to lap 60. And get to that critical lap point of lap 40. The reason it's critical lap is if it were to go green to the very end from lap 60, they can make it to the end on fuel. They don't need a caution to get home. That is literally the tank capacity. Now, if it goes into overtime, well then you maybe want to come in lap 65. But for the top two, it's a heavy dice roll to go for this sort of strategy at this point. We're not going to see anyone come into pit lane until probably a bare minimum, or Wesley, or maximum earliness we're going to see is lap 58, and that is only if there's a caution at that point, because they would need to fuel save to get home. So apart from people who get in wrecks at this point, we're not going to see anyone come down pit road. We're not going to see anyone take tyres just yet either. So this is now where the extension of the strategy is going to be. And as I said, if it continues to run like this, caution after caution, those guys that came in on 18 in Mitten and Mole, they're going to be loving it because they're going to be losing less spots. They're not going to be using up their tyres. They're not going to be burning their fuel. They're going to be able to go longer, and they're going to be able to stay with this pack for longer as well. They may give up some time in pit lane when the others can take less fuel than them, but ultimately they're going to be able to run the gauntlet of this race. And ultimately, they've probably gained themselves, at a minimum at this stage, 10 positions when we get to the end of this one if they can stay in it.
Well, they're getting their way back inside the Roast Records restart zone. Green flag back in the air. We're back to racing again here, of course, at Homestead. By the way, if you're new to this racetrack or seeing the facility itself, a lot of history, just like Daytona or Talladega. Same thing with Homestead-Miami as the green flag flies down the back straightaway. Jim, we've seen a lot of strong runs now by Justin Michael. If there's one guy that really stands out to me so far this year, though he hasn't found the checkered flag yet, it's got to be the Daniel Defense number 87 Toyota of Justin Michael. And right now, he's going for the lead on Mitten as they go into turn one, sir.
Yeah, I mean, he put in a hell of a performance last week. He led a lot of laps. He did not ultimately get the win, but early in that race, he led. Look at this, 3 wide here for the lead.
Well, I mean, he's gone, pole position 2 weeks in a row now, Jim?
Yeah.
He had the pole at Vegas, the pole here tonight, and currently he's stuck 3 wide.
This is
in
unbelievable.
a mitten and gorilla sandwich with Rod Mitten on his outside, Dakota Floyd on his inside, staggered 3 wide through turn 1. And this is the classic
Look at
plate
this, would
racing
you?
Homestead 3 wide action we expected tonight, Wesley.
2 truck tandems, 3 truck tandems, and now we're going to try to go 5 trucks
Oh,
fighting
no,
for
he's
the
not.
lead. Up
Oh.
the middle comes Tripp. He gives a shot in the tailgate to Michael. Michael got sideways, third tracked it a little bit. Will still stay 3 wide.
He's
Mitten up
loose.
top. Here
Oh,
comes
he's loose.
now Floyd on the bottom. He's up
got it
against
up.
the wall. What a save. He'll hold him off as it stacks up the field with the outside lane going to 1, Jim.
Wow, Justin Michael he literally was dirt tracking it through half that turn right there. Unbelievable.
He nearly hit Rod Mitten with a slide job. I mean, he slid up straight in front of him. So lucky not to hit him on the way up as well. They're still 2 wide. The 87, the 57, battling away on lap 38. If only we were on lap 37, that would have been even better. But just how good this racing is right now at the front end of town. They've reset after the stage break caution and the secondary caution after that as well. And they're settling in now to this groove of let's try and keep this thing clean, but let's push on at the top end. And let's keep ourselves in an exciting fight to the end of this race. And realistically, Wesley, anyone in the top half of the field can win this race because any of them can get into a wreck and any of them could avoid it or could get caught up in it at any stage, especially with coming up on 61 laps to go.
Now Mitten fell back inside the top 5. Now he's ran down the likes of this other battle with Scott Patton in the 46, Bentley Glazer in 36, Michael Milfeld Jr., the 155 Toyota. That storm's now. Bruner is what Mr. Excitement Jimmy Spencer would call the stakes patch Jim off of turn number 2.
That's right. Oh, Jimmy Spencer. I love Jimmy Spencer. Yeah, this is Mitten has slid back. So has Maul. Maul's back to 11th here. I'm thinking, their move to get up front was a strategy move. They clearly didn't have the pace to be up there, or they would have qualified up there. So I think they're going to find a home somewhere mid-pack here. But it gave them quite an advantage of track position to help them out. Ultimately, though, they're going to find their place somewhere mid-pack, I think,
Great race a moment ago there with Scott Patton and Rod Mitten as he fell back outside the top 5. Now we see Keaton Tripp upside, the Atlanta Echo Park winner now, powering around Floyd. He's got friends. James Lehman right there on his back door. Well, that goes on. It's Justin Michael, though, leading them back into turn number 1 there, Hamish.
I mean, Michael's got himself back up into a solid position. Tripp stayed with him as well. We know how good Tripp's been over the last few rounds. Already a race winner. Lehman's already a race winner. Michael and Floyd yet to get top step of the podium. As we ride on board just over the shoulder of the defending champion from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and James Lehman. Well, he'll be open to try and take home a 2nd win in a row this season. Really put in a charge for a championship challenge. Of course, the defending champion, well, the best thing they could ever do is try and go back-to-back. But just at this stage, I mean, he's one of those drivers. I mean, he had a tough run in the first few weeks, but now he's found his groove. Is this maybe reigniting, and showing us why he is the defending champion? I mean, do we underestimate him at this point just because we deal with him in terms of chatting to him about the league, finding out information? He's one of the admins of the series. Have we overlooked him slightly in terms of, well, he's a champion for a reason. Why wouldn't he be up here? Or why shouldn't he be up here, battling for a win and battling for a championship this season?
Jim, we were talking about a driver that hasn't won yet, but it's been competitive, is Justin Michael, the leader in that Daniel Defense Toyota. He's no slouch, though, in the series for Maximum Velocity. Career start 107 tonight. He has 27 career wins, 64 top 5s, and 78 top 10s. He's just looking to break through now for the lead as Keaton Tripp now powers Michael for that top spot. He's got the outside lane. He's got the upper hand. Something about the top shelf, and he'll go back to the lead going into 1.
I'll tell you what, Justin's truck likes that really high line up there. He is fast on that high line, man. He gets so much drive off the corner up there. As you saw there, Tripp got completely beside him, running that middle line, and Michael just walked away from him coming off the turn.
We can see now as well the the thought process of Michael and how he's approaching turn 3 and turn 4. He enters and takes low line and then slides it back up onto the high side, trying not to give a run to Keaton trip through the corner. And this is how he's changing his approach now to these corners here, Wesley. Instead of running that high line with no one behind him and not giving them any draft, he runs low to force trip to the outside to gain time on him. You can see the gap that's being gained by adjusting his driving style and adjusting his approach to each corner on this track. Justin Michael is a very intelligent driver, just looking at his race acumen and how he's adjusting his strategy and adjusting his approach to this circuit. I mean, this is what it takes to win at Homestead. You've got to be adaptive, and you've got to be able to change up the game plan when it suits you best in the midst of a green flag run in this race. When you're running at 200 miles an hour. I mean, it's Justin Michael right now. It's probably impressing me more than anyone, just based on those little details.
Battle going on outside the top 15. That's Greg Mall and Austin, Ryan Nardone, Kieran Weber. All this great racing going on is right. They're starting to separate amongst themselves, and we're starting to see big racing, but it's still great racing. As we're, by the way, closing in on 75 miles. And 50 laps, halfway mark of this race, just 36 minutes under the green, and we're already heading to the cross flags.
Yeah, we're definitely well. They're knocking them out when they can get a good green flag run going here, like we've got right now. We've had a few cautions here, which doesn't really surprise me. Miami's, this track surface is old and worn out, and it's beaten down by this Florida sun and hurricanes and everything else. This place is tough, and you get really loose coming off these corners here. So, I think a few cautions are in order here. It's going to be tough to find where you put 43, 44 cars on the track and not have problems here. A lot of cars out here, and there's a lot. It's so easy to get loose, especially with somebody's dirty air on your nose.
Hamish, Jim was talking about, obviously, Homestead-Miami Speedway and this racetrack in general. This track is a mile and a half, 2.41 kilometer oval track with variable progressive banking. Turns 1 and 2 are, of course, and 3 and 4 are all banked together between 18 to 20 degrees. Progressive banking, meaning that it starts at 18 degrees, but the higher you climb, the more banking you climb. It's not like one flat banking surface. 3 degrees on the straightaways for the front and the back. And also, if a lot of people do not know it, there's a 2.21 mile road course, 13 turn in the infield. And when this track was built in 1995, it was a flat rectangular oval that mimicked a miniature Indianapolis. It was now, back in 1997, repaved, reconfigured to the format that it is now. But we are halfway home here at Homestead.
I said earlier on, as I said, it's I said earlier it's got similarities to Indianapolis. Well, the reason for that is, as Wesley just said, that it was originally built as a mini flat Indianapolis, and that's why it's got similarities to it. I also stated as well, this has got the best, in my opinion, the best roval course of any on iRacing. It might be a low choice in terms of a low percentage agreement choice. As we've got cars getting ready to come into pit lane because we're going to get a caution here. Oh, someone has stopped. Rod Mitten has been spun round. It's not, the caution's not been thrown just yet, but everyone has slowed up.
Oh no, this is a big wreck. This has got to be a
caution. Oh my God, big wreck. Yeah, big caution. And it could not have come at a more interesting time. What does the field do? We have got 57 or 58 laps. Yeah, you got to pit. You got 58 laps to go. You've got to come in now because it's a free stop. It's a free stop. You might as well come in. If you stay out now, it's much higher risk. But, I mean, 4 wide through turn 2.
I'm trying to figure out who else was involved in this. Any idea?
I'm not 100% sure. All I've got is Rod Mitten claiming he crashed.
Yes, I've got that as well.
That was it.
90. There's the 92, the 21, the 15, the 9. other trucks involved in that accident, Jim, if you can hear me.
Yeah, no, I
can hear you.
I can hear you. It's just breaking up bad. That's all.
We've got pit stops. Race leader's coming in.
Right,
The race leader is coming in. So everyone's following the leader in at this point. And I mean, you might as well,
No, you gotta
because
pit
even
here.
though
You gotta pit here.
even though you are, even though you're 8 laps to the end of to the critical lap, you might as well come in, take the fuel, because if you get enough cautions to the end, you can run it to the end.
Oh, no, this for a lot of drivers, guys. This is their money stop.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they think if they can stay out, we just ended the lengthy, 20-something lap green flag run. Okay, let's be honest. The green flag fell on lap number 30, 23 laps. Okay, roughly a 25-lap green flag run. You're right at the cusp of lap 60 to 100. If you can, and like we mentioned earlier, if we get a caution, you're saving fuel per lap. So if roll the dice, I would say roll the dice. Do I think you're going to see maybe guys come in for fuel if there's
absolutely.
a late race caution?
I think they all will.
But,
They all will.
but if there's a chance that this race can stay green to the finish, these are the guys that are going to try to put themselves in the catbird seat to do it.
Everyone's come in, so everyone's pit. So everyone's agreed that now's the time to come in, because we may as well. We're going to obviously lose some laps under caution now. They'll save some fuel. But everyone's committing to the same strategy now, Jim. So for this strategy now...
It gives you options.
It does. It gives you options ultimately.
In theory, if there's a couple of cautions, you can stay out and try to make it. You got plenty of laps here. You got over 40. You got 45 plus laps here. You can draft behind people and try to save a little extra fuel to make sure that you can make it. You can push hard and come down and get a splash of gas. Don't take tires. It just depends. I mean, you can come in and get two.
I think, Jim, if we see a caution thrown after this next restart, so almost directly after, if you're at the back end,
just off,
come in.
For sure.
Come in, top it off. Sure. You're guaranteed to get home. You are guaranteed at that point. There's no fuel save you need. You can get home. And I think if that's the scenario, back half of the field, just bring it in. Bring it into pit road. Fill her up. Don't need tires. Push on to the end of the race. Why not? You've got nothing to lose at that point. I don't think you should do it if you've got track position.
I will say this.
Because you're going to risk getting put into the pack.
45-lap-old tires at Miami is a handful.
It is, but everyone is going to be on that scenario. So if you're at the back, you're not really going to be risking very much. Green flag, though, at Homestead as we get through the restart zone once again. And we are set up for an all-time finish in the beaches of Miami as the palm trees swing from the wind and the roar of V8.
We got something going on.
NASCAR trucks up, and we've got a caution. And if you're at the back, Wesley, you got to come in and top her up.
I don't know that
Yellow flag, back out again, guys. Trouble. It's going to be Tyler Greneau that's actually wrecked on the racetrack.
Oh my God, we're getting a wreck under caution. We've had a wreck under caution here as well, Wesley.
What?
Nathan Carroll and Austin Gaccione have had a wreck under caution together. They've both gone off the track.
Oh, my goodness.
Shades of Daniel Suarez and Bubba Wallace at the end of the stage at Blooming Gray last night.
Sure is. So this is very interesting. I'm not sure what to think of that. I'm going to look at it one more time. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. So the guy in front of him's not going. He's clearly riding his ass, right? He's got into his bumper 3 or 4 times. He dives down to go underneath him and loses it in the process. I think
he was also getting a bump as well.
He might have gotten hit from behind too, because it was starting to Constantine stack up there a little bit, Yeah, definitely. So now I want to see what happened with this.
Okay. There are some drivers who are rolling the dice here, Jim. Heath Smith, Greg Moore, Krishawn Elliott, they're all in to top up their cars with fuel because they know that if they can top them up now, they may get home.
No, you're 100%. I mean, that was a good call, what you said. That's smart racing. This incident here under caution is quite interesting. Get a load of this. Nice save by the waste management truck there too. So he just gets hammered. Wow.
Oh, well, he just drives. Oh, he just drives
Wait
straight
a
through
minute.
him.
Hold on
He drove
now.
through him like he's not
Yeah,
even there.
yeah,
What
you
is
know,
that? That's like he's giving him a receipt for
No,
something.
that was definitely more to that. Wesley, what do you
that
think?
there is egregious.
Yeah. That's that. He chased him down the track trying to wreck him.
Yeah, that's definitely not something that was just an accident. I think that's those strange as well. Watch this, as he's a man on a mission.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just cooked him.
Yeah.
So what's the rule? I mean, are you parked? Does the maximum velocity racing series say this is your warning? You go to the rear?
Honestly, that's a bannable offense. He has deliberately tried to wreck him.
Oh, he definitely went after it. There ain't no doubt about that.
By the way, Gaccione's out of this race. That was who wrecked him. It was Gaccione.
He's out of the race.
He's out. He is out.
I mean, I guess there could be a penalty for next week, or however they decided. I guess.
I think he should get a race ban.
Well, I mean,
that's why we're just a broadcast crew.
Did he just quit after he did that because he knew it was coming?
Yeah, He's quit. He's gone. He's out of the race.
Retired from the race, Jim. He's out. Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah, Gaccione was in 34th now.
Did they park him, or did he?
Well,
I
suppose that's a question for after the race.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Good times. All right.
Well, nonetheless, guys, we'll try to set up for another restart.
If it were
me, a friend of ours, we got beef.
We got beef.
Yeah, we got beef.
If it were up to me, he'd be getting a race ban for that. That's just not on.
Yeah, no.
Unless you've got it in your rules that you can give out receipts. It's not on. That's not fair to the other driver. He's just ruined someone else's race. Lap 60 of 100, though. We're on critical lap right now. Wesley and everyone in the back half of the field have come in on lap 57 to save themselves fuel. And I'm going to give you a bold prediction right now, Wesley. I think they can make it home.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just mentioned it a moment ago, rolling the dice. This strategy. This absolutely does it perfect with now 40 laps to go when they come to the line this time by. Let's give you your top 10 for the moment. As right now, Justin Michael, the leader. Keaton Trips, Dakota Floyd is third. And it's James Lehman. Bentley Glazer, your top 5. Michael Milfield, Rylan Neese, Christopher Howell, Scott Patton, and Rob Haynes. Remember, Rob Haynes had problems, Jim, was on pit road at the start. He has climbed back into the top 10 now.
As we keep on pushing on, Justin Michael, race leader.
I'm just going to go.
That's a real shame, unfortunately, for Wesley's ping. It's not been the greatest this evening, unfortunately. Hopefully we can get that sorted for next week, Jim.
Yeah.
But at this stage...
Probably just weather or something.
Yeah, probably. I mean, mine's fine, and I'm on the other side of the world.
Yeah, but you got clear weather right now. It's all good
That's
for you.
true. That's true.
Anyway, back up here at the front with Justin Michael.
And Tripp, they're going back and forth at this stage, Jim. They are battling tooth and nail. Oh, my God, he's so loose on the top. Bit of net code contact with them as well. Tripp comes through to the race lead. 38 laps to go. Here at Homestead, Tripp trying to run on the outside line. Michael on the inside. Floyd, Glazer, Lehman all in this as well. Milfeld Jr., watch out for him. He could be an underdog here tonight, Jim. He could really dark horse himself to a race win if he's able to put all the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah, I mean, no, he definitely can, and he's strong. It's a good-looking truck too, man. Kind of stands out.
It's a nice truck.
Yeah. I have a hard time getting away from these front two up here, though. They're just so strong, man, and Floyd as well. I mean, he's been up there the entire night. Lehman, I mean, Glazer. The top 5 here have been here all night. Anybody outside the top 5 at this point, I would classify as a dark horse. Anybody in the top 5, all of those guys are, clearly have been strong all night, and we're a clear favorite and have been all night. But I definitely wouldn't rule out somebody that's a little further back. It's possible.
No, you know what? Look at Chris Howe, Nardan, Helmlinger as well. The problem now is, though, Jim, if it goes green the whole way, we have to look back to the guys that came in on 57.
Yeah.
Heath Smith, Krishawn Elliott, Kyle Stewart. All of a sudden, they could be the effective race leaders if this thing goes green to the end and these cars can't save fuel. Wesley, you're back. Have the winds of change happened for your ping?
No, I see the problem. If everybody would leave real quickly and then pop back up, I think it would make the servers be closer for Jim and I, because you're all the way across foreign countries, in the UK, and me and Dean do it with the other series all the time, where I have to pop in and then he pops in, because we have so many servers from across the world connecting. But I've tried to ask, and it's constantly not working. So I don't know. We'll try to make the best of it as I can. I closed it and reset and opened it again. But
sounds okay right
trying.
now. Yeah, sounds good right now.
I mean, I keep pinging. It's perfect, and then I ping 252 MS, and I don't do that. It don't do that usually.
That's all right. I'll leave and I'll come back. That might fix it.
All right.
Maybe.
We'll get by. We'll get by. It's technology.
That fixed it. We'll see if that fixes it, because I was in here first, so I might have actually dictated the ping of the server.
Actually, you even sound better now.
Oh, well, there we go.
I have to do it with the other producer, with Jim Dean, all the time. Hopefully it fixes it. I don't know.
Well,
nonetheless, we are closing in on over 30 laps to go. And that strategy that we were discussing before I had the technical issues was drivers coming down to the pit lane, possibly for their money stop to go to the distance. And I got to wonder, too, Hamish, if they get spread out like this, could they be able to race for the finish is a big question here.
I think so.
Green?
So I think the top half of the field, if it stays green, will not be able to. The back end of the field that came in on 57, I think they can, and I think they're very likely to as well. As we begin lap 69, nice, as me as my good friend Jake, the redneck announcer, would say. Throw a nice in the chat. Give a salute as well, as we hit lap 69 for all it has done for us over the years too. Shout out Jake Reeves. But yeah, I think back half field, everyone who's coming on 57 and is on the lead lap at the moment, Wesley, those are the ones to keep an eye on right now. Heath Smith, Kyle Stewart, Krishawn Elliott, Rod Mitten, Joshua Motorcheck as well. All those guys can get home from this point. For the front runners who came in on 53, a little bit more fuel saving is going to be needed, sitting in the draft train as well. For Keaton Tripp, worst position he could be in his P1 right now, and that's where he is. So he needs to try and let somebody past him, get some drafting happening, save some fuel. Is he going to be able to save enough? Without cautions, I don't think so.
Well, they're not on that strategy, though. These guys up front are not on that strategy.
No, they're pushing on. And I think they're anticipating having to stop again. And as soon as we see as soon as we even have a little whiff of a caution, these guys are going to be coming in and taking fuel.
Absolutely.
100%. They may take tires if it's late enough. If it's late enough, they may take tires. The problem for the guys at the back is they don't want a caution. If they get a caution, they can't come in. They have to stay out. They have to commit to running these older tires, where the front runners now have the ability, Wesley, to readapt, come in, take tires, take fuel. They'll be on the better strategy at that point. If it stays green, onus goes to the back. If it goes yellow, onus goes to the front.
This battle, 3rd through 6th going on. Bentley Glazer, Rob Haynes, Rylan Neese, Dakota Floyd. Pick a truck, Jim, any truck. That's a 4-truck battle going on for the top 5 as we're under 30 to go now at Homestead.
Tell you what I've noticed here is Dakota Floyd has slipped back a little bit. He was up there in that top 3 or 4.
I reckon he's trying to fuel save. I think he's trying to fuel save at this point.
Yeah, without another caution, I don't see these guys that hit it on 53 being able to make it.
No, because they would only be able to save a lap, and it wouldn't, at most, maybe a lap and a half. They're never going to save 7 laps of fuel.
No.
Big wad of traffic working off of turn 4 up against the outside safer barrier as you're watching them funnel back out into turn number 1. Trucks up high, trucks in the middle, trucks down low, trucks trying to make a lane where there's not a lane, like Garrett Helmlinger battling now with Ryan Nardone. There's action all over this racetrack, and I say this in a nice way with Tripp leading the way. The Echo Park Atlanta winner. A lot of these guys are in panic mode, if you will. They know the laps are winding down here. Hamish, as they work again on 4.
Yeah, 27 laps to go. Plenty of time left in this race. Plenty of time for more cautions to come out. But again, they know the longer this goes green, the more pressure gets applied to them. They have to come into pit road. They'd have to come in and top them up with fuel as well. That's going to be a bit of struggle for them. Tell you what, Ryan Nardone, Jim knows this all too well. He needs to finish in the top 10 tonight just because he runs car number 98. That's my race number. So Ryan has to do the number justice by finishing inside the top 10. That's the only acceptable finish, Ryan. What is your race number, Jim?
99. It's been,
I don't know.
Yeah, Michael Castleblack.
Isn't that ironic, Jim? We rarely start working together.
I know.
And it just so happens that both our racing numbers are side by side. It's crazy how that works out.
Yeah, I started playing. I played football. I wore 99 in high school and college, and that's always been my number for everything. Since then, it all goes back to long story here, of course. Typical Jim story. It all goes back to a guy who played for the New York Jets by the name of Mark Gastineau. Any older people out there will remember him. He was a
the fact you were inspired by a Jets player, Jim, says.
Well, he was. He
was
one of the best in the.
They're out there though, Hamish. Come on, man, be nice. They're out there.
It's like Indiana University fans, isn't it, Wesley? The few
I wasn't
and
a
the proud.
Jets fan. I was a Mark Gastineau fan.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, he was a beast, man. He's a guy that.
If he would have went to the Browns, you would have supported him, right? If he would have went to the Lions, you would have loved him, right?
Yeah. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
I can't talk. I like the Arizona Cardinals, but that's just me.
Who you guys got for the Super Bowl? I could care less who plays Sunday.
Man,
No, I could care less.
I don't have a dog in that hunt, so I'm good. My Saints my Saints are rebuilding, so it's going to be a while.
It's Wesley. The real playoffs start in a month's time, so I really couldn't care less. So.
Here he goes. I've never seen a guy who lives literally in the middle of the outback, practically. Got dingoes chewing on his frickin' cable wires, and he loves ice hockey. Loves it.
Oh, I love hockey. Oh man, the road to Stanley Cup is the most.
Stanley Cup playoffs are great.
The Stanley Cup playoffs is the most competitive, intense battle for hockey.
I have been heartbroken the last 4 years that the Oilers have not won a cup yet, and I want McDavid to get a cup. That's all I want.
The Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
What are we
I
talking
want McDavid
about
to win a
here?
cup.
We were talking about hockey.
Cup.
We love hockey. We love racing. We love hockey.
Yeah.
Do y'all have a hockey team in Charlotte? Or in the North
Carolina
area?
Hurricanes. They're in Raleigh.
Oh,
About 30 miles from me. Carolina Hurricanes. Lenovo Center.
Screw the Hurricanes.
They just celebrate. Now, come on. You're just mad because the Hurricanes beat the Edmonton Oilers for the last couple of 2 years in the playoffs. That's your Achilles heel.
They didn't last year. The Oilers went to the Stanley Cup final last year, but
Did they win?
No.
Oh.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
They did not.
They did.
No. But no, this stems back to the mid-2000s when the Hurricanes beat the Oilers for the Cup. That's what that stems back to.
That's right.
Regardless.
Carolina Hurricanes had for the only time they won the Stanley Cup was when they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Who is that Keaton Tripp is? Oh,
inside, look at this battle. There's Keaton Tripp.
Well, it's not a battle.
And by the way, Keaton Tripp leading it over. There's a lap machine on the bottom. I believe that's the number 9 truck on the.
Yeah, that's Captain Kirk, who's a lap down.
Oh.
So, yeah, officially down a lap is Captain Kirk. But everyone who's trying to play the long game here, the 96 of Krishan Elliott, Heath Smith, they want this thing to stay green. These front runners need a caution, Wesley. They need a caution in the next 20 laps. If they don't get one, they're going to be cooked.
Well, I think they're going to get one. These tires are starting to wear. You're starting to see trucks start to move around on the track a little bit. I think this place is hard to run 45 green flag laps on tires without somebody making a little boo-boo.
We'll see how well it plays out. I think the problem will be here, Wesley, is if the front runners are forced to take a green flag stop, go a lap down, and then the caution comes out, that there is perfect scenario for those lap 57 pitters, because they can come in and take tires and they're going to remain in the lead.
Oh, you're exactly right. Remember, Keaton Tripp now getting some company, and we're seeing drivers peel off onto the pit lane. Some cannot go the distance. We got drivers on pit road like Tommy Cook. He'll come to the pits. Wally Terheimer is on pit exit. That's all the while. There is Bentley Glazer, Jim Cunningham. He is trying to pull away from Lehman, winner last week at Vegas, and Atlanta winner Keaton Tripp trying to double down on the season. And we're under 20 to go. 17 at the line. Glazer's a man on a mission.
Why would people be pitting this early? Are they just taking a stab that it's going to run green?
They're in a different strategy. There's guys that are in a different strategy than what the front runners were doing that pitted.
But there's nobody that pitted later than or earlier than lap 53. That was the earliest left out on the track. I'm confused.
Yeah, they can go to 93.
Yeah.
That to me is
those that came in on 57. Those that came in on 57 don't need a pit. They can get home.
Well, we think
where
exactly right.
The lap 53 runners, they need a stop. If this and right now, Wesley, they've got what would it be 7 laps, I think, to the point that they have to come in and they can't get home. So they've got to get to 93 and then they can pit because that would be the end of their stint. But they're hoping for a caution now. If they don't get one within the next 7 or 8 laps, they're going to go a lap down. They're going to be done.
You know what? These guys that are pitting right now, they're trying to pull an undercut.
Yeah, they're trying to undercut. That's their whole thought process. Is let's try and undercut. Let's come in early. Let's get the tires on it, and let's push on.
Yep.
Sound strategy, honestly, especially for mid-pack runners.
Yep.
This could get them in the top 10.
Yeah, I agree. If I'm a
15
reasonably fast truck in that 10th to 20th place or so, I might stop now just to do the undercut.
Well, looking at where Heath Smith and Krishan Elliott are, those guys, of course, came in on 57. They're now up to P13 and P14. So they're pushing on. They're fighting up towards the top 10, and they could be our effective race leaders when the pit stops happen for those front runners, especially if we go green.
I'm not 100% sure if we go green all the way, those 57 guys are going to make it.
Well, no, but regardless of it, though, they're going to get an advantage by being able to save fuel.
Sure.
And all the while, as the field works through turn 3 and 4, Keaton Tripp continues now to stay in that top position. We mentioned the winner a couple of weeks ago at Echo Park Speedway, a track that it mimics Daytona, but a mile in length different on size. But right now, this driver in only his 4th start, by the way, 4 career starts in maximum velocity. There's the green line, and it shows you his highs, lows, more highs for this man, as he's already got a win. He's looking now for a second top 5 and a second top 10. And as he comes to the line for 11 to go, Hamish, he will be the first driver to be a multi-time winner of the year as he goes back into turn 1. But Bentley Glazer hot on his trail in that number 36 machine.
He is hot on his heels. I predicted last week that Bentley was going to go on to win the race. He didn't. He did get a podium, though, last week. I still think Bentley is going to be someone to get a race win in the early part of this season. For Keaton Tripp, this would be one of the hottest starts to a career here in MVRL for Maximum Velocity Racing League. 1 race win in 4 races, 2 in 5, is a great statistic to have. He'd be sitting at just under a 50% win ratio
like David Pearson
in his run. It was like David Pearson, yeah. Then if he went on to win next week, he'd be at a 50% win ratio if he won tonight and next week. I mean, that's what's on the line for him.
And Bentley is in his 4th career start with the maximum velocity as well,
Really?
just like Tripp, but he has no wins. 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, consistency for the driver now.
Still a hell of
10
a
to
first
go.
4 races.
And the battle for the lead. Glazer pulls the trigger. He knows it's go time. He's going to look for the lead now. Hamish on Tripp as they work in 2.
Goes to the race lead, and I will correct myself. If Tripp wins tonight, he will be on a 50% win ratio, being that we are round 4. I was thinking we were round 5 for some reason. But for Glazer, he wants to match the early run of Tripp here in the season. And he wants to try and push on and get his first race win, start his campaign nice and early, and set himself up with some good points.
Jesus, man, he's gone.
Oh my God, he's run away.
Glazer's got some saving, but I would be careful. I would be careful, GM. I would not try. I think Keaton Tripp is saving something. He's saving his fuel, obviously. Glazer better be careful pulling away at just max speed like he is.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, look at this now. Tripp really losing pace. That's now.
He's realized what's happened. He knows what's happened now. He's trying to save a complete. Like he's going to try and run this thing to the very end of his tank. He's trying to save this thing. Yeah.
That's Rob Haynes in the red 199 down to the inside. Now Glazer off the pace. He slows down. So does Tripp.
So Haynes is a lapped car who's just unlapped himself from the race leader. So the top 2 are trying to save fuel. They're going to have to come into pit road. There's no way they can save enough to the end. Oh, I don't know, but
just go on board with them.
Yeah, let's
right
see.
now, the one thing is they need a pep up. They need something in them. And you know what I need in the morning? I need a bit of coffee. You love coffee? Check out the newest channel sponsor, Roasted Record. Link is in the description. Use code SIM20 when you're ordering from them. Get yourself a brew and some tunes.
It is
Pep yourself up with the Roasted Record today.
Motor Mouth Broadcasting for sure.
That's right. That's
so
right.
they are not. He is not shutting it off yet. Which I'm not even sure. Are you familiar with that strategy, Hamish? Have you?
This is where you turn the car off through the corner.
Yeah.
You burp through the throttle. You burp the throttle in the corner. You cut the engine off, and then you fire it back up.
Yeah, that's.
But they're not doing that right now. Coming to the line. This will be 6 laps to go here on the mile and a half.
There are cars unlapping themselves on them, so they're really off the pace now at the front end, running in the 35s at this point.
Get off.
Oh my God! So
now he's shutting it off.
Yeah, now he is. Yeah. So the front runners are running in the 35s. And they're not running the pace of the back end of town, so they are really trying to save fuel to get these cars home. This is going to be as tight as hell, and we still have to watch for the likes of Krishan Elliott and Heath Smith, because if those guys are able to run at max pace across the next 6 laps, these guys are going to risk running out of fuel. 5 laps to go. It's high intensity right now, and Bentley Glazer wants his first race win.
Glazer's got to stay up in front, but he's also got to conserve. Keaton Tripp is right there on his tail. Oh, and by the way, the Daniel Defense, Justin Michael Toyota, who, Jim, you have been a real fan of that truck wrap, has also put himself in the catbird seat. If he could just hang on the back of the tailgate and draft with these 2 trucks, he can save fuel. Not going to do it up on the high side as we might go 3 wide for the lead as he's up against the wall out of 4 with 4 to go.
I don't know. We're going to see. There's nobody pitting now.
Here he comes.
Oh, Lehman had to pit.
I think Hamish. I think they're going to drive it till the wheels fall off, until they run the tank stride. Bottom line.
They're going to ride these things until they're coughing. Like it is literally going to be until it says you have to pit. You have to pit. You have not got enough. And the worst thing that could possibly happen right now is if we get a caution, we're going to go into overtime. Now they could save a little bit of fuel, but are they going to have enough if it goes overtime? That's the question. 3 laps left at Homestead. Oh my God.
3 to go. 3 trucks fighting for the win. Tripp, winner at Echo Park, Atlanta. It's a mile and a half. Homestead, a mile and a half. Glazer right there in tow. Lap traffic, Jim Cunningham, will be a factor as they work into turn number 3 and 4. Now Tripp, Glazer. It is now Michael watching on. Penultimate lap off turn 4, 2 to go.
They're pushing this thing. They're trying to go to the very end. If they're going to have to pit, it's going to have to be this lap, but they're not driving like they have to. They think they've saved enough. They think they've saved enough here as they come through 1 and 2, Tripp in the race lead. Michael on the inside, P2, slide job. He's sliding it straight through turn 1 and 2. Got the rear loose. The 36 has come past the Glazer. We're going to get the white flag. They're not going to come into pit lane, Wesley. They are going to cough these things across the line if they have to.
They're going to push it to the limit one more time. Here they come. Tripp's truck off the pace. He is in trouble, or is he saving? Coming to the line. White flag in the air. He's going to stack up Michael and Glazer behind him. White flag. 1 to go. Inside. Here comes Michael. Glazer up high. Here comes the momentum, and Tripp's out of fuel. Keaton Tripp's out of fuel. Tripp's out of fuel. Glazer to the lead. Michael, one of these guys are going to be the winners when it's said and done. Here they come. Michael now up high. Bentley Glazer on the bottom. Here they come off of turn number 4. Glazer, he's going to have enough in the tank on fumes. He does it. We're 4 for 4 in the series. And his first career win. Bentley Glazer, welcome to victory lane in maximum velocity.
Yeah. I would just like to say that I said Bentley Glazer's name at the start of tonight's race. And he was someone to watch, but what a race win. Bentley Glazer, what a performance. By the way, just to give the update on Krishan Elliott and Heath Smith, P7 and P8, Krishan got 12 spots from that strategy.
There you go.
Hats off to those guys. Howell up 29 to P4. Michael and Floyd on the podium.
Keaton Tripp,
it wouldn't have mattered which one of the three of them won. Yeah, 17th. That's what happened to him. It wouldn't have mattered if it was Glazer, Michael, or Floyd who won. We would have had a first-time winner tonight for this season. But for Glazer, it's his first win in Maximum Velocity Racing League. And you know what, Wesley? Keaton Tripp, Bentley Glazer, same win percentage in their Maximum Velocity Racing League percentages across their races. 4 races, 1 win for each of them. And both of them have been at the front end of town each week.
And Jim, as you'll get ready to show the results here, for Keaton Tripp, he was just a half a lap short. Like maybe 0.001. 0.002 left in the tank, and he couldn't coast to take the win.
Yeah, wow. That's tough. It's crazy, but wow. Okay.
Here's the results here tonight as Bentley Glazer, ladies and gentlemen, is going to pick up the win. Justin Michael is going to finish in second. We're going to get a pop-up on the screen in just a moment. Bentley Glazer, by the way, as my partner Hamish mentioned, will now be a winner with Keaton Tripp, and they pretty much have the same statistics with one another in 4 races. Could those 2 drivers of Tripp and Glazer be those ones at the end of the run for a championship in Season 5? There they are with Justin Michael second. Another solid run for the Daniel Defense truck that Jim likes as a wrap job on that Toyota. However, he is in the bridesmaid spot again. Dakota Floyd, a strong truck, settles for third tonight. Christopher Howell, Scott Patton, Ryan Nardone, Dunn, Krishan Elliott, Heath Smith, by the way, Heath Smith, all-time starter of the series tonight with his race being career start 152. Also, Michael Milfelt, Joshua Matacek, and how about those drivers in the top 10 with a checker fail, Hamish?
Yeah, I mean, post top 10, well, obviously we then moved down towards, the likes of Parker Donaldson, the Welshman, up 6 here tonight as well, into P11. Obviously, Kyle Stewart, Rod Minton, TJ Lee Jr. as well, Billy Bumgarner, Garrett Heimling. That's where Keaton Tripp ended up, P17, down 9. He pushed the limits a little bit too hard. Rob Haynes, Kerry Cleaver, Jackson Clark then for the top 20. And, we look behind them. Gordon Spain, James Lehman, 2 of our race winners this season, Wesley, finishing outside of the top 20 positions.
Gordon Spain, James Lehman, as you mentioned, Jack Watts, Tommy Cook, Zachary Groover in the top 25. Then it's Nathan Carroll, Kyle Brandt, Charles Woods, Bill, the Paradise there. The man right there will have to settle for a top 30. The driver we call but the People's Champion, Bill Paradise. Then it's going to be Brad Slagle that'll finish in the top 30. You got the rest of the rundown.
William Kirk, Captain Kirk for P31 with Rylan Neese, Kieran Webber in behind, Wally Terheimer and Greg Moll for the top 35. CJ McLaughlin, Austin Gaccione, who we called out earlier on for having just an atrocious incident on the track. Tyler Greneau, John Schoenbachler, Stove Price Jr., the top 40 with Austin Wagner, Matt Rodoloso, Joshua Fracker makes up the 43 cars in the field here tonight. And, Josh, who made the start, only lasted 6 laps here this evening, Jim. That's not good for him.
No, not at all.
By the way, this race, by the way, Jim, had 55 entries, and I got to say this. I think the 43 drivers that took the green flag tonight, I mean, any one of these guys could have had a shot to win this race, but obviously another exciting race. I mean, a race that had the long green flag run there right at the end with, under 30 to go, and then the strategy of fuel consumption coming down to the pit lane and pitting, knowing if you could push it to the limit, saving, conserving. Bentley Glazer does it, man, and he obviously now joins the drivers of now 4 different winners on the series this year. Unbelievable, Mr. Cunningham.
Yeah. Let's pull some of these guys in here and have a chat with them.
Yeah, we're going to bring in the winner, and obviously Bentley Glazer. Bentley, it's the broadcast booth, sir. Big congratulations, sir, as we'll bring him in. Bentley, congratulations to you. Welcome to the world of Maximum Velocity Victory Lane. You're in a fraternity of other great winners, and what does it mean to be now the 4th different winner of the series this year?
It means a lot. These guys are really fast, so anytime I can hang with them up front, I feel real good about it.
Well, we saw the last few weeks, Bentley. You've obviously shown some great pace thus far this season. So close to a race win last week at Vegas. Tonight, you finally got it done. How intense was it for you in the cockpit of that car? Not only running to your first win, but also trying to save the fuel across those last 10 laps to make sure you made it to the end there. How much fuel did you have left, by the way, at the end of that race?
I ran out right at the line. I was able to coast around.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Oh, my God.
I thought I had it pretty much handled, and I looked, and Justin was right behind us, and he pushed up the pace. So once Justin passed me, I thought I didn't have a chance, but I just kept it up on the high side, and good things happened.
I mean, you took a very impressive race win tonight. You've been impressing me over the last few weeks. I know that Wesley and Jim, they've been noticing you up there as well. I think this is the first race win of many, to be honest with you. I think you've got the capabilities. You've won it at probably one of the hardest 1.5 mile circuits we've got that is on the calendar this season. And you've done it at a track which is a real driver's track. It's a technically sound track. It's one that takes a lot of driving skill. You've proven that tonight. And you've got yourself a solid race win. Congratulations, Bentley.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Bentley, before I let you go, man, please thank your sponsors. And obviously, it's going to be good to have a week off, right? Because now we're going to go to that wild card of the dirt track. How do you prep and prepare for running the dirt at Eldora? Totally different than what we've seen the first 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah, I just got to get out and practice. I like the dirt racing. I'm not the best at it, but I sure do like it.
Have any sponsors you want to thank?
I got to thank Charlie Woods for always racing with me, and thanks to my teammates at OGR, and thanks Max V for putting on the league, and thank you guys for broadcasting.
In his 4th career start for the Maximum Velocity Racing League for the CNC Home Designs Truck Series, he will now be the 4th different winner of the 4 races this year. His 4th career start now gets his first ever win. Now 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s. Bentley Glazer gets it done in the number 1 position here at Homestead. Let's go now and grab Justin Michael, driver of the Daniel Defense number 87 Toyota. And Justin, hey, listen, Jim, by the way, says he likes your truck. It's his favorite wrap on the sim. But secondly, you had just been closer and closer to getting yourself to victory lane. Obviously, we got to bring. Yeah, there we go. Justin, it's if you can hear me now, you have been getting closer and closer, sir, to doing what you need to do to find victory lane. What's it going to take to finally lose that bridesmaid spot?
We'll get there. I running second at this track's a win for me because I never run good here, and I don't know. Something started clicking on the high side last week at Vegas, and I brought it over here, and it seemed to start working good too. So we'll have to keep working on it, though. We'll get better.
Well, as Wesley was saying before, we realised you actually went in here, Justin. You run Jim's favourite livery out there because Jim, is it your favourite defense store?
Well, it's just I'm a competitive shooter. So and Daniel Defense is they make some great rifles. So
they don't pay me, but they make some.
No,
they make some high quality.
I love what they do. So nothing nothing in particular. I've actually never shot a Daniel Defense. I just know that they make some great rifles.
We can change that one day if you want.
I'd love to do that. Yes. Where what part of the country are you from?
We'll talk about that later.
Jim maybe getting on a flight to go shoot some guns. That'll be fun for Jim. But
the money there. Got to find Jesse Ventura to give him the coordinates.
Hey, I love Daniel's Defense. Don't you start with me. Don't start with me, McMahon. I love a gun. As a SEAL, I would have chosen Daniel's Defense every day of the week.
Jesse, I got to ask you, did you hack in my broadcast signal tonight to make me have technical issues because I picked on you at Vegas last week?
That there was what we call the Baja attempt of entry. It was, I like to hack into the systems of people's radio networks. I have opinions. You got to follow the money. Who is the big kahuna in this deal? I ask you. Since I'm in here at the moment, Justin, I have to ask you, what is your favorite fish sandwich? Is it a big tuna sandwich, or are you a fan of maybe some salmon, or maybe a haddock sandwich is your preferred sandwich type of fish sandwich? What is your choice, good sir?
Oh, Jesus.
Or either that or the fish fillet from McDonald's.
Oh, I do love a fish fillet. I'm a fan of fish tacos as well. I found some when I was deep diving the seas of Nicaragua at one point in time.
I could have never have mentioned his name. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm sorry.
You woke him up like a sleeper agent, Wesley. How dare you bring him into this?
Well, Justin,
conspiracy theory at its finest.
I have no doubt that you will get that first race win, or not the first race win this year. You obviously have a pretty solid history here of winning. Have you ever won a championship in the league here?
I got close a few times for trucks. Won one in ARCA.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But no trucks yet. We'll hopefully this is his first year.
Well, you're
any sponsors you want to thank?
Just you guys for calling a great race. I don't think I could be an announcer here because I'd just be laughing the entire time and never calling a race. So
only when Jesse shows up.
Right.
You guys call a great race. James for putting on a leg carry for sponsoring. So we always appreciate them and all the bandit guys. So we'll I know we're off next week, but we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Justin Michael, by the way, career start number 107 tonight for him. And by the way, he does have, Jim, 27 career wins in Maximum Velocity Racing League, 65th top 5 tonight, and 79th top 10 as well for the man in second of Justin Michael. There you go. Let's grab Dakota Floyd, the Gorilla Glue tape bondage entry is eventually going to win. Bonding strip, bonding tape.
Oh, gotcha.
Barabond, man. Gotcha. Come on.
Okay. All right.
I wasn't trying to go inappropriate. Dakota Floyd. Dakota Floyd, you'll settle for third in the Munster Mass, sir. In your 46th start, you're taking being on the podium here tonight at Homestead, man. Stuck like glue indeed, just kind of lost it there at the end. Were you worried about fuel?
Yeah, absolutely. I was fuel saving pretty much that whole last fuel run. So we definitely about 3 laps short when we started. So I knew if we go green here, you were going to have to save it. And thankfully we did. We did start to save it, and then we ended up on the good side this time.
Well, we're obviously, we've seen you do quite well over the last few weeks, Dakota. Good qualifier from you tonight. You felt really comfortable out there. How much confidence were you bringing into the race after that? Such a good qualifying, and obviously leading for quite a few laps in the early portion of this race as well.
Lots of confidence. I really love 1.5 miles in this truck. It's a lot of fun. It's outside of Vegas, but that's just a super speedway at this point. But I really like tracks like this where tire wear comes into play late run. You know, you get those long green flag runs where the field spreads out, and you really gotta pick your marks. You got to be consistent every lap. So I was fairly confident coming in here tonight.
Well, Eldora next week, a bit of a wild card in terms of having a dirt race and heat racing in that point as well. Are you feeling a level of confidence going into that one, or are you feeling that it might be a bit of a write-off at this point?
Yeah, I'm on the fence. You know, I'm not the world's most lights out driver on dirt. I really have to put work into it to figure it out. Dirt's really never been a strength of mine, so probably gonna have to put in some work this week to even be competent on the racetrack. So I'm kind of iffy right now, but hopefully we'll at least get a good points day out of
You
it.
got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to practice.
You got 2 weeks. You can practice across 2 weeks, you know?
Get some practice.
Gonna need lots of it.
Really learn the dirt. Dig yourself in there. Become one with the mud. That is how you will
Here we
win
go again.
at Eldora Speedway.
Follow the money, Dakota. Maybe you can win Eldora. You know?
Follow the muddy. That's what you have to do. Follow the muddy. That's how you will learn Eldora to the best of your abilities.
Dakota Floyd in his 46th career start tonight. He's got 6 wins, 28 top 5s, 35 top 10s. Dakota, anybody want to thank sponsor-wise, man? And I got to ask you this question, too, before you segue your sponsors. Are you like the Munster of Maximum Velocity? Are you like the grabber of the series?
The grabber, I'm not sure what you mean.
Me either.
You ever seen Black Phone?
I have not, no.
Oh, yeah, you have to watch it. Peacock.
Maybe I'll have to give it a watch now so I know what you're talking about next time.
Yeah.
So what is the story with the mask, real quick?
I honestly, I don't know where that profile picture came from. I don't know where they pull all that stuff from. So it could be on any number of one of my accounts that they pull it from.
That's Ghost from Call of Duty, so that's...
Is that who it is?
I was going to say it was Skeletor. I would say it was Skeletor. I thought maybe He-Man right there, you know?
It's Ghost from Call of Duty, from the Call of Duty Ghosts and Modern Warfare series.
Oh,
I just don't remember where I have it. I don't remember where I have that on a profile picture, so I'm not 100% sure where they're pulling it from.
It'll be SDK. You've probably uploaded its SDK.
Oh, you know what? That's exactly what it is. Yep. So
you can change that, but it's pretty cool. So
yeah.
In fact, I'd go out and find
me. My feelings.
I'd go out and find me a helmet designed like that, and that's what I'd be driving in, so that every time we go on board with you in the truck, we'll see that helmet.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll have to look.
I mean, if you want a Call of Duty Ghost livery, I mean, one of us is a livery maker.
I thought it was the skull. I thought it was the skull from He-Man. That's how I'm telling how old I am, right? You know, until we meet again. You know. So yeah, sorry.
Well, on that note,
gotta follow the money.
Why did you do that?
Well, I worked with Ghost a few times. He's a good Navy SEAL. He's done some good mission. Man from England, he is, and he may be a royalist, but he's a royally good Navy SEAL. Is Ghost? I like him.
Dakota, thank your sponsors, brother. We'll see you in 2 weeks on the Dirt at Eldora. It should be a good one.
Yeah, I want to shout out all the teammates. Everyone was able to bring home a clean race and was able to qualify in. So really shout out to those guys. I don't really have any sponsors for the truck. It's just everyone that supports me doing this sim racing thing every week. And but thank you guys for the broadcasts. You guys do a phenomenal job. I've really enjoyed going back and watching them. You guys do a phenomenal job. You're a funny group. It really makes it enjoyable to watch. So and shout out to the league admins. I mean, we have a fantastic turnout every week. To have to qualify in every week, that's awesome. It's very competitive. So, but yeah, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for Eldora.
Yeah, can't wait.
Firm of Cunningham, Outland, Monroe, and Ventura when he pops in with his conspiracy theory. So, and Jim, to answer your question, we had him on for all three podium drivers. That's why I just had to let him just say something there.
I appreciate that.
Anyhow, there you go. There's your podium, guys, tonight at Vegas, and we'll give our final closing thoughts. By the way, quick programming reminder: don't forget that obviously the Maximum Velocity Racing Series League, they have two series. They have, of course, the trucks. That is the CNC Home Designs Truck Series. You check it out here every Thursday night here on Motormouth. But they also have an ARCA series, and that's on Monday night ARCA series, and I think that's like a development deal. You run ARCA, do well, get some wins, get some experience, and then you move into the Premier League with the Maximum Velocity Racing League, and obviously that is these trucks. And remember, off next week, we need a break, 4 straight weeks going at it, and we come back to the dirt track at Eldora Speedway. That is going to be fun. It's going to be in Hamish, in closing, it's going to be a totally different segue of the way we normally start things, right? Instead of trying to lock in 43 trucks in qualifying. Yeah, there'll be qualifying, there'll be practice, but then we're going to have heat races, and we're going to have consies to set yourself up for that 60-lap main event. It's going to be really exciting one coming up here in a few weeks.
Not just exciting, but it's not just exciting for those reasons. It's exciting though to see a different race type, it's track type as well.
Yes.
It's a completely different approach. I think we're going to be on for 5 different winners now this season, Wesley, just based on those stats alone and those points alone as well. And I think that leaving Eldora and we head into the races after that, that's when we're probably going to get into the portion of the season where we could possibly see, 2-time race winners. Chicagoland, very similar to Vegas, less super speedway style though. Rockingham Speedway, that's a spanner in the works. Bristol as well. Then we get to Kansas. So, across the first 9 rounds of the season, 3 of them very similar in terms of Vegas, Chicagoland, and Kansas. And then we get into the all-important road course race of the season out at Sonoma on March 26th. That is going to be an interesting one for sure. But I'm excited for 2 weeks' time at Eldora. First dirt race I get to call is going to be that one, and it's going to be exciting times. Actually, no, I've called one at Bristol Dirt. Sorry, that's my apologies. But
Yes,
first heat race, dirt
you
race
and I
I've
called one together at Bristol.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
In that
When was that?
original, in
I
the
love
original,
Bristol. Oh yeah.
in the original league that we worked together in.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, they did a special event dirt race, and you and I did it.
No, well,
Bristol
shows how good my
Bristol
memory
dirt.
is at this
There you
point.
go. Well, you're getting old,
I only remember one Bristol
Work with
dirt
you
race
too,
because I had
Jim.
a significant other on there with me talking about tea for the last half of the race. So that was, that was that one.
What was that, Wesley?
Significant other. No, I was going to say, did Jesse work with you in that dirt race,
No,
Jim?
no,
I was
no.
going to say.
Jesse was not. He was not aware of us at that point. He arrived later.
Gotcha.
You went on my list. I put you on my list. That was
Yes.
what that was.
Yeah,
I have to
unfortunately, I'm on the
tabs.
list.
Yes. I keep tabs on you every
All right.
now and again.
Jim, your final take of tonight, man. Obviously, we got 4 winners in 4 races. What a fun series this is. I know we had some technical issues tonight. I think we've kind of figured those gremlins out. We'll fix them to make sure they don't happen again. But, man, all the while, what a phenomenal job. What a race of strategy, right? I mean, this race had everything. Wrecks, crashes, long green flag run, short span of caution green, and then, of course, the battle of saving fuel to try to win this thing. And when it's done, Bentley Glazer does, and it becomes the 4th different winner on the series, sir.
Yeah, great night of racing, as they all have been really with this league so far. I love the fact that we're bringing 50-something cars to qualify for 43 spots. I really hope that we make some decisions in the future to feature that a little more. We tried to do a little better job of that tonight, and I think we will hopefully continue to improve on that and make that. There's a real battle there that we need to focus on. These guys are out here trying hard, and the struggle and of missing the field. I think it's a story we need to cover a little bit more. But yeah, the racing here has been exceptional, and I absolutely cannot wait till we get to Eldora.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. By the way, after next week we're off, we're going to be at Eldora Speedway, as we mentioned, on February the 19th. Then we're going to Chicagoland, Rockingham, Bristol Motor Speedway as well. Just some of the upcoming races. I'm a fan of baseball, as Hamish likes hockey in the playoffs, the run for Lord Stanley Cup. I love baseball as well, and preseason baseball is right around the corner. So coming up on deck, as we said, Eldora and other games in the lineup, including Chicagoland, Rockingham, Bristol. A fun time indeed. As always, if you'd like to get signed up, Maximum Velocity Racing League, follow them on Facebook. I've already started doing that myself. And, of course, a big thank you to the fine folks at CNC Home Designs for sponsoring the truck series here on Motor Mouth Broadcasting. Archives of this race will be up as soon as we go live off the air. And don't forget, as always, to click, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell on the broadcast channel to keep up with all the great content on Motor Mouth Broadcasting. For producer, director, color man Jim Cunningham, the conspiracy man Jesse Ventura when he pops in for Hamish Monroe, this is Wesley Outland. Congratulations to Bentley Glazer winning round 4 tonight at Homestead-Miami. Enjoy a nice week off, mates and mateys. We'll see you on the dirt at Eldora in 2 weeks. Good evening.